fault. He ran into me, but he hasn't asked for my help since. Same with Delphine. She says I broke too many dishes. I broke maybe 3, at the most.
Well, I take it she treats you harshly.
Yeah, that woman seems sweet on the outside, but beware. She has a real mean streak, too. Girder, though she'll vouch for me. And the blacksmith fellow. I forget his name. He taught me how to strip leather down. I'm guessing he would have hired me as his apprentice, but I think he knew I was destined for more.
You're fairly young for someone living out on his own.
I'm of age, and a man grown. I can grow whiskers on my cheeks just like any old Nord. People treat me differently because of my station, but they still respect me as a man, which is more than I could say for my father. The last time I saw the old toad, all he did was bark orders and gripe. He complained my pheasant roast was overcooked. He nearly slapped me when I poured his beer and left a less than frothy head. And then he berated me the entire time I cleared his table.
I'm sorry, that must be difficult
Yeah,
for you.
but at least when he's eating, he keeps his mouth shut. The worst part is afterward, when he starts spouting racist nonsense. Elves poisoning our food, elves stealing our children, and don't tell him there's a difference between the elven races, let alone Altmer and Thalmor. They're all Thalmor maggots to him. Listening to the old man makes me ashamed to call myself a Nord.
What about your mother?
My mother is a kind woman. She always compliments me on my meals and tells me how proud she is to have me for a son. That's its own dilemma. When even I can tell my potage has no flavor, it's tough to appreciate the kindness of her words. While lies of deceit are born as spiders and die as flies, white lies can wilt like a rose and leave nothing but thorns.
That's enough about your
And
family.
I've had enough of talking about them, as it were. At least to anyone who isn't a patron.
Well, maybe later.
Farewell.
Shit. You know what? Let's go get some rest.
Come on in.
Huh?
Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Fresh news. Hi. Do you want to read The Black Horse?
What is the Black Horse?
The Black Horse Courier was once a newspaper in Cyrodiil. I believe it was written by Khajiit brothers. It was centuries ago, but we tried to bring the Black Horse back.
Give me a mug of ale.
And here we are.
Certainly.
Want to buy the latest edition? Or do you want to subscribe, perhaps? Excellent. May I have your name, please?
You've had more than enough.
Yeah, can you come back when you actually have something to give me?
I'll find some coin for you. I always do.
Sure thing. Take a look.
Then I've no ale for you.
Sure thing. Take a look. Have a nice day.
Greetings.
You're that visitor been poking around.
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Word is Ulfric Stormcloak escaped from the Imperials. War's only going to get worse now. They say a dragon attacked Helgan. Sounds like hogwash to me. What are you doing here? You're supposed to sweep the entranceway. Like we talked about?
Yes, Delphine. I believe I swept it this morning.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
Dusting in anyway. I'll get on it right away.
Need a room? Talk to Delphine.
Dear Finn, It's a hard truth to wake up in a strange bed in a strange land and not know your mode of travel, and yet the more frightening prospect is that this truth, that my mind is in slow decline, is one I have learned 1,000 times over and will forget the moment I turn this page. Was it your idea to come to Skyrim? Was it mine? I suppose the answer is irrelevant. You'll be happy to know that I am not a Draugr yet, for my mind is still sharp enough. For one, I can deduce that, given my health, I would not have ventured this far from my homeland without reason, and I pray to the divines that this reason is a cure. Second, there are still fragments of memory that persist in my head, tiny wicks of flame lighting this noble path. When I woke in Riverwood, two things came to mind: a place and a name. The place was Greywater Grotto in Falkreath to the south. The name was Anise. An errand boy named Erojmir said he knew of just such a woman living in a cabin near the north of the White River. So following his directions, I aim to go north, forward, away from home and all that I love. Even now, there's a part of me yearning for the warm forest of Falkreath to be but a league and a fortnight away from spring in Cyrodiil. Such are the whims of fate, to tempt the traveler even as he brings her aid. Thus I must weather each trial, do all that I can to endure. I can only hope that the boy's directions are sound. Last win.
Beware, the black horse comes.
You're that visitor been poking around.
Yeah?
Fresh news from everywhere. Read the Black Horse.
Hi. Do you want to?
What can I do for you?
Greetings, boy. That armor looks like it could use a polish.
So does your pitch, boy. Didn't I tell you last time to be more specific? If you want someone's business, point out the stain on their
Be on your way.
Imperial business. Be on your way.
Move along.
This is none of your concern,
Move
citizen.
along.
Move along.
This war's as stupid as our feud with Clan Greymane.
Okay.
It's back to work then.
Oh, did you need something?
Yes?
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you. Certainly not. But a true warrior would have relished the opportunity to take on a giant. That's why I'm here, with my shield brothers.
What is the Shield Brother?
An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
Can I
Not for
join
me
you?
to say. You'll have to talk to Codlac Whitemane up in your Vaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
Fight with us and you'll have stories to tell. Come up to your Vaskar, if you're worth anything in a fight.
There's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for my crops. Never is. You should buy some produce from Carlotta's stall. Most of it comes from my farm.
Need a ride?
By Easmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just think you can go blade to blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds. And why not? I could beat anyone in this city, barehanded. 100 gold says I knock your hide to the ground. Ha! Snowback. I'd like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Yes?
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey. You were gone long. Maybe you weren't coming back.
You sound like my mom. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere. Is that it?
Thought deep across my mind, yeah. War brewing, talk of a riot, Helgan, I'm now testing. Skyrim's gone mad.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
Riverwood calls for the Jarl's aid.
Riverwood's in danger too. You better go on in. You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach, at the top of the hill. You look tired, friend. The Bannered Mare has beds for rent.
As if Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from Hammerfell strutting about.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
I'm here to help.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Greymane or Battleborn? Got stones in your ears? I asked what side you're on. Greymane or Battleborn? New in town, huh? Whiterun's got 2 clans, both old and both respected. Difference is, the Greymanes turned their backs on the Empire, and we Battleborn stayed loyal. So I'll ask again, Greymane or Battleborn? Sooner or later, we all have to choose a side. Long live the Empire. Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. Welcome to War Maidens. Now don't let the name worry you. We got plenty of steel for fighting men.
Who's in charge of
That'll
Whiterun?
be the Jarl, Balgroof the Greater. He's an honorable enough man. Never done wrong by me or my kin. Things are tough for him now, I'd wager. What with the fighting and the dragons. But Balgroof's a tough old Nord. He can handle it.
Who forges your arms and armor?
Adrienne, at her forge, just outside. Place is named after her. War Maidens. It's a childhood nickname given by her father. What I hear, she was playing with swords even back then. Anyway, our wares are strong and the price is fair. What else matters?
What have you got for sale?
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Good doing business with you.
Well met, kinsman. What brings you to Whiterun?
Truly?
By shore, this city could use more like you. Best head up to Dragon's Reach then, and see the Jarl. He's Lord of Whiterun, and can set you on the path. Ain't sure if they're taking on new members, but you should talk to the companions. They're over in their hall, your Vasker. If by work, you mean testing your steel in bloody battle. The most important question of all, that one. You'll want the bannered mare. See old Hulda, she'll keep you swimming in mead. But mind the bard, Mikael. Poncy little milk drinker, that one. Man gives bards a bad name. We Nords have a long history as warrior poets. I am proud to count myself among them. But Mikael, he sings only for gold and the affections of wenches. He dishonors our traditions. Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Greymanes. Our family's been close as kin for generations, but Ulfric Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that's a real problem. May your sword be
Yes,
sharp,
it is.
and your tongue sharper.
Come on,
Take
where's
a good
Adrian?
look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. You look like someone who knows how to wield a weapon. Well, you've come to the right place.
Have you met my father? He's the steward up at Dragon's Reach. The finest weapons and armor.
What can you tell me about Whiterun?
I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in your Vasker. Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary. Stay sharp. I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Jorland Greymane. That I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Jorland Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece of work. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl, Balgroof the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it, but... Listen, could you take the sword to my father, Proventus Avenici? He's the Jarl's steward. He'll know the right time to present it to him. Thanks. Thanks for the business.
Huh? You look like someone.
Well met, kinsman.
Ripe fruit and fresh vegetables for sale.
Are you still working at the Bannered Mare in the evenings, Olfina? And why should you?
Yes, my love?
I can't earn my own pay. I didn't mean... I'm sorry I asked.
Mister, could you spare a coin?
It took me weeks to plan. Can't get this on my own.
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets... I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. There's a whole college up in Solitude where they teach the arts. Song, lute playing, poetry. I studied there myself. Had to leave over a misunderstanding with the head mistress. Well, more a misunderstanding with her husband. Some parting advice? Women love sonnets.
Need a blade? We should talk to Adrian at the forge.
And we'll stop here and go talk to the Jarl in the next episode.